Hey everybody, Mark, Circle of Dark Mother. Today we're going to talk about Lilith and Yeshua. So first, let's start with Lilith. I know the idea of mentioning Lilith and Yeshua, or as he's more commonly called, Jesus, in the same breath to Christians is sacrilegious. And I'm not trying to be sacrilegious. I'm not trying to diss Christians. I'm just going to talk about their relationship from a Gnostic Kabbalistic standpoint. Christians tend to believe Lilith doesn't exist or that she's a horrible demon prostitute. And that's because of some of the Jewish tales, even though Kabbalah does not treat her so one dimensionally. In Kabbalah, Lilith is the first wife of Adam. She is the mother of demons and everything, but she is also the consort of God Most High and the perfect partner for enlightened humanity. In Gnosticism, she is the Black Wisdom, who is Mother God. Some Gnostics believe that Mary Magdalene is a combination of Eve and Lilith in one body. Whatever you believe, Kabbalists and Gnostics believe that Lilith is both the mother and daughter aspects of deity, depending on her manifestation. Now, Kabbalists will call her Lilith, and Gnostics tend to call her the first Eve. It's also believed that she is needed for our enlightenment and liberation because she is the force that makes us transform. Yeshua. Yeshua is not actually his name, and this is fact. In Aramaic, the language he would have spoken, his name would have been Yeshua, and in Hebrew, it would have been Yehoshua. There is no J sound in Aramaic or Hebrew. There's no letter that makes a J sound. Jesus is the Aramaic name Yeshua, transliterated to the Greek in its alphabet in the original New Testament, and then transliterated from Greek to English in the English translation. So we go from Yeshua or Yehoshua to Jesus. Joshua in the Old Testament is actually the same name as Jesus. The Old Testament was written, or the Torah was written in Hebrew, so the name would have been Yehoshua. And then that was transliterated to Latin, creating what we know as the Vulgate. And then the Vulgate was translated to English, and we get Joshua. So Jesus, Joshua, Yeshua, Yehoshua, all the same name based on different languages. Um, Jesus being the transliterated English, Joshua being the transliterated Hebrew, Yeshua being the Aramaic, and Yehoshua being the original Hebrew. Lilith and Yeshua. Yeshua is considered the Messiah in Christianity. In Hebrew, that would be the Messiah, which means the anointed one. He is also called the Christ in Christianity, which is Christos in Greek, also meaning the anointed one. If you read the New Testament, he never claims to be God. Instead, he calls himself the second Adam. And in Kabbalah and Gnosticism, this would be the son aspect of deity, the spirit of enlightenment. And so he is the son of God to, to Christian Kabbalists and Christian Gnostics, but not in his body. It's his spirit that is the spirit of enlightenment. And those are called Ben, Logos, and other names. Both Gnosticism and Kabbalah require both male and female polarities. This isn't about gender, but archetypes. As humans, we are a full mix of masculine and feminine. And in fact, our souls are considered to be both. And it's not about our gender or our genitalia. But at the archetypical level, there is a place for a male and female embodiment. In Gnosticism, this is logos, the male word, and Sophia, the female wisdom, which most Gnostics believe are embodied by Yeshua and Mary Magdalene. Magdalene is the female archetype of Sophia, wisdom. And as stated in the first slide, Lilith is also an aspect of Sophia, both the daughter and the mother, depending on her form. Because of this, in Gnosticism, Yeshua is Logos, and since Lilith, or the first Eve, by extension, is Sophia, they are compatible. They can be worked together. They can be seen in the same theologic movement. Now, this isn't to say that they're romantically connected or existed in time together. Lilith, if she did physically exist, either in the form as the first wife of Adam or as in some of the Gnostic texts as Noria or as Ne'ama. She would have existed way, way before the embodiment of Yeshua in a physical form. So it's not saying they were romantically connected, they existed together, but it is saying that spiritually, cosmologically, in Gnosticism and Kabbalah, they can be worked with together in a single practice. And it is not heretical in those paradigms. And it is not going to cause either of them to be upset. I know some people, because of Christianity, think that Lilith would be abhorred by the idea of working with Yeshua. Now, she'd probably be abhorred by judgments and fundamentalism, but not the Gnostic Yeshua or the Kabbalistic son, who is the Logos. So again, totally works for me. Doesn't for you, that's okay. Thanks. Take care.